King Charles III delivered a rare address to Canada's Parliament yesterday, and the speech, prepared by Prime Minister Mark Carney's office, described the nation facing a critical moment as it grapples with tariffs and annexation threats from President Trump.
Today, Canada faces another critical moment. Democracy, pluralism, the rule of law, self-determination, and freedom are values which Canadians hold dear, and ones which the government is determined to protect.
For more on this, let's bring in Austen. You remember him. He's a Canada correspondent for the New York Times. Spoke with us at about this time yesterday. Ian, great to have you with us. And you predicted that this speech would hit a very specific tone as it was prepared by the Prime Minister's office. But I'm curious if anything stood out to you from what we all heard.
Well, I think it was the tone was perhaps a bit stronger than people expected. I mean, he didn't mention President Trump by name, but he constantly spoke about President Trump. He painted a very dark picture of the world, that Canada is in a a very, very difficult place now. So it was a bit stronger than I thought it might be, without, of course, mentioning the president by name.
And how, then, are Canadians reacting to this? Because for a while you had a faction of the population who you wouldn't consider royalists. You'd consider them people who would be looking for Canada to move away. But what is the real-time reaction to the speech?
Well, I think, people, I don't think he converted people to becoming royalists, but there were, I've covered previous tours by then Prince Charles, and there's literally been no one out to see him. Yesterday, there were thousands and thousands of people. It was nice weather. There was a lot of pomp and circumstance to look at, horse-drawn carriages, airplanes flying over, bagpipers, and so on. But I think the key thing for this was that Canada has felt very, very isolated since these attacks and calls for its annexation began in December. The rest of the world's been afraid to speak up for Canada, I think, because, who wants to provoke President Trump? So having the king come, I mean, he is king of Canada too, but I think most Canadians view him as the king of Britain, was a sort of way of telling Canadians they're not alone in the world right now.
And so then what, Ian? Could this visit, with its symbolism and the words from the king written by the Prime Minister's office, have any real diplomatic or political impact?
Well, I mean, I can't read the mind of the president. His only response was to put up another 51st state tweet last night. And it wasn't clearly a response to the visit. I think this was mostly a visit, mostly a speech for domestic consumption, to sort of improve the morale of Canadians. Whether it will have any effect in Washington is, very hard to assess.
Yeah. Well, at least King Charles, as king, can draw a crowd for once. Ian, Austen, great to chat with you, joining us from Ottawa.
Thanks, Errol.